Did you know that Vietnam is rapidly emerging as a major tech hub, giving power players like Silicon Valley a run for their money? In a world that's constantly evolving with technology, certain countries are making monumental strides in their economic landscapes through innovation, expansive growth, and strategic development. Today, we're unveiling the top 10 countries sprinting ahead in the global economic race, contrasting their remarkable achievements and challenges they face. From Vietnam's surprising tech uprising to Nigeria's quest to diversify beyond oil, witness how these nations are shaking up the global market. Make sure to subscribe as we delve into the dynamics driving these vibrant economies and the paradoxes they grapple with on the road to prosperity. Number 10. Vietnam. An underdog in the global tech arena, Vietnam is rapidly becoming a hive of innovation and technological prowess, challenging the dominance of established giants. As urban skylines bristle with cranes and glass towers, a young tech-savvy population drives this metamorphosis. From Ho Chi Minh City to Hanoi, tech parks and startups are blossoming, supported by significant government incentives and an educational push towards STEM fields. Amidst a faltering global economy, Vietnam's GDP growth tells a different story, one of resilience and robust economic strategy. A growth rate that outshines neighboring Asian countries is not a stroke of luck. It's the result of a deliberate cultivation of a diverse economy. Vietnam's ability to pivot its focus, creating an oasis of opportunity while others face economic drought, is not merely impressive, it's setting a new standard. Vietnam's manufacturing sector is not only robust, but also opening doors to the world, catching the eye of foreign investors seeking new frontiers. Thanks to competitive labor costs and an increasingly open trade policy, giants from electronics to textiles are shifting their gaze to this vigorous land. But it's not just about cost saving, it's the promise of a stable and progressively skilled workforce that's turning Vietnam into a magnet for industrial powerhouses. Number 9. Bangladesh. Nestled in the heart of South Asia, Bangladesh emerges as a textile industry titan, challenging the global market with its competitive pricing and a booming workforce. Once overshadowed by giants, it now stands tall, sewing its way through the fabric of commercial success. The country's garment sector serves as the backbone of its economy, stitching together a narrative of resilience and relentless ambition, attracting eyes from economic behemoths hungry for collaboration and investment. But it's not just the textiles that thread the story of Bangladesh's progress. The country buzzes with rapid urbanization. Swelling cities pulse with the energy of development. Every corner tells a tale of transformation, be it from rural landscapes shifting to urban sprawl or markets evolving to cater to the fast-paced demands of global trade dynamics. The capital, Dhaka, and its expanding skyline mirror the meteoric rise of a nation stepping confidently onto the world stage, bustling with new business and buoyed by an increasingly middle-class population. And with ambition cemented in its blueprint for the future, Bangladesh leans into a host of ambitious infrastructure projects. Mega developments like the Padma Bridge and Dhaka Metro Rail reflect the government's audacious dreams and the deluge of foreign investment flowing into its coffers. These grand constructions aim not only to enhance connectivity within this deltaic land, but also to mark the country's place in a competitive globalist economy, bridging the gap between latent potential and realized growth. Number 8. Ethiopia. Ethiopia, often celebrated as the cradle of civilization, is now sowing seeds of a different kind, modernizing agriculture and cultivating a new era in its economy. It's a strategic shift from centuries-old farming practices to innovative methods that promise increased production and sustainability. By harnessing the fertile highlands and vast water resources, Ethiopia aims not only to feed its own population, but also to become a leading food exporter in Africa. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam stands as a symbol of this new epoch, yet it's shrouded in controversy. This monumental hydroelectric project, set to be Africa's largest, could redefine Ethiopia's energy landscape and skyrocket its regional influence. While the dam proudly symbolizes self-sufficiency and progress, tensions simmer with Egypt and Sudan over Nile water rights. The resulting geopolitical dance could either dampen or propel Ethiopia's vaulting ambitions. Rapid urbanization reflects the country's intent to thrust its cities into the 21st century at a dizzying pace. Cities like Addis Ababa are pulsing with cranes and scaffolding as skylines are redrawn by ambitious skyscrapers and infrastructure. However, while shiny new buildings herald Ethiopia's intent to urbanize, ensuring that this development benefits all citizens remains a structural and socio-economic puzzle yet to be solved. In Ethiopia's narrative, we glimpse the double-edged sword of ambition and prudence, a balance they must navigate to unlock their potential as an African powerhouse. With agriculture evolution at its heart, the dam of contention regulating its pace, and construction manifesting its dreams, Ethiopia's strides toward a transformative economy are as bold as they are precarious. Number 7, Côte d'Ivoire. Nestled along the West African coast, Côte d'Ivoire has emerged from the ashes of conflict, stitching together a narrative of economic resurgence. Political stability, hard-won after a decade of strife, has laid the groundwork for an impressive performance on the economic stage. The nation, once mired in civil war, is now witnessing a flourish of activity, from new skyscrapers gracing the skyline of Abidjan to expanding ports facilitating the hustle of trade. Yet, this country's prosperity is tinged with the bittersweet scent of cocoa, the backbone of its export economy. The rich, dark beans that sweeten lives worldwide are a mixed blessing for Ivoirians. Amid questions of sustainability and ethical farming, Côte d'Ivoire balances precariously as the world's top cocoa producer. While cash crops like cocoa and coffee fill state coffers and draw foreign attention, a shadow looms over the labor practices within plantations and the environmental toll of this lucrative trade. And then there's the Ivorian paradox. The contrast between soaring GDP and the everyday struggles of its people is stark. Cities buzz with new investments and infrastructure projects, yet many of its citizens wrestle with poverty, unable to partake in the nation's economic climb. Questions linger. Is the growth inclusive, or does it elude the grasp of the common man? Will the shimmering facades of development obscure a reality where much of the population still clamors for basic services and opportunities for upward mobility? Côte d'Ivoire's tale is one of triumph over its turbulent past, yet it remains tempered by the challenges of fostering prosperity that truly touches all its people. Number 6, Rwanda. In a remarkable turnaround story that captivates the world, Rwanda has risen from the ashes of a devastating genocide to become a poster child for development in Africa. Entering the global stage with a narrative of resilience and renewal, the landlocked nation has made leaps and bounds in economic growth, flanked by its forays into technology and a burgeoning service sector. Tourism and conservation are at the forefront of Rwanda's strategic blueprint for progress. Home to the mesmerizing mountain gorillas and a tapestry of biodiversity, the focus on eco-friendly tourism is not without its caveats. While it pours much-needed foreign exchange into the local economy, fostering growth and community projects, it presents a double-edged sword, threatening the delicate balance between nature and the needs of a growing population seeking prosperity and land. The force behind Rwanda's stellar rise is often credited to President Paul Kagame's development model, which has sparked debate due to its authoritarian underpinnings. Kagame's governance, characterized by tight control and rapid decision-making, has propelled infrastructural projects and policy reforms, raising questions about the trade-offs between efficiency and democratic freedoms. As Rwanda continues to develop at an impressive clip, the international community watches with keen interest to see if this model of authoritarian efficiency can sustainably uplift the nation in the long run. Number 5. India. Bursting at the seams with a population cresting over 1 billion, India stands at a critical crossroads, facing a question that resonates through its bustling streets and overpopulated cities. Is its burgeoning youth an asset waiting to be tapped, a so-called demographic dividend, or is it a ticking time bomb of unemployment and social unrest? With more than half of its population under the age of 25, India's future teeters on the edge of potential and peril. Yet, amidst the backdrop of demographic challenges, a digital revolution is swiftly taking hold, flourishing in the alleys of Bangalore and the venture hubs of Mumbai. Indian entrepreneurs, brimming with innovative zeal, are defying Western business models, making global headlines with startups born in garages that have grown to command international attention. From e-commerce giants to software behemoths, India is defying expectations, turning once dormant sectors into global leaders. But the path before India is fraught with the thorns of social and political tensions that threaten to stifle its growth. The nation calls out for structural reforms that could ease the undercurrents of economic disparity and political discord. Skill development lags behind the needs of a modern economy, and the infrastructure groans under the weight of rapid development. India's journey is a tightrope walk between progress and pandemonium, demanding a balance that will decide its fate on the world stage. But number 4, Indonesia. In the shadow of its juggernaut neighbors, Indonesia silently but surely emerges as a Southeast Asian powerhouse. This sprawling archipelagic nation is an intriguing blend of untouched paradises and heaving metropolises, teeming with potential yet often overlooked by the global spotlight that shines on China and India. Its economy, backed by a strategic geographical position and a wealth of natural resources, is experiencing an ambitious surge, aiming to play catch-up with the region's leading economies. The Indonesian government is on a relentless infrastructure blitz, with projects sprawling from the construction of new capital Nusantara to revamping ancient maritime routes. These colossal undertakings are part of Indonesia's grand vision to mirror China's rocket-like trajectory to economic success. With billions poured into roads, airports, and smart cities, the nation is placing its bets on a modernized backbone to springboard its growth. This fevered stride towards progression not only promises to enhance connectivity across its many islands, but also attracts a swarm of foreign investment eyeing the burgeoning market. However, success doesn't come without its pitfalls. As cranes rise and forests fall, Indonesia walks a tightrope, trying to balance rapid development with the looming specter of environmental decay. The very resources that fuel its growth are under siege. Rainforests shrink under the burden of palm oil plantations and mining operations. Biodiversity hotspots are at risk, and the struggle to maintain the equilibrium of economic advancement without ecological compromise becomes increasingly complex. The world watches, hopes, and holds its breath as Indonesia strives to find a sustainable path forwards, showcasing that development doesn't have to be at nature's detriment. Number 3, Philippines. In the Pacific, the sun rises on a nation as resilient as it is vibrant. Welcome to the Philippines, a country that defies political uncertainty like the countless typhoons it withstands. Here, the indomitable spirit of Filipinos shines through, proving that wavering governance is no match for their collective tenacity. As leaders come and go with promises and policies as transient as the monsoon rains, it's the Filipino people's enduring optimism that heralds their nation's tomorrow. The island's lifeline stretches across oceans, anchored by the hard-earned currency sent back home by millions of overseas Filipino workers. These remittances, a veritable river of foreign currency flowing back into the local economy, underpin a significant portion of domestic consumption. It is this continuous flow that helps keep the economic heartbeat of the Philippines pulsating, ensuring that local markets thrive and families can afford the cost of living, education, and investment in small businesses. As dawn breaks on the archipelago, the youth arise to embrace technology's promise. Boasting one of the world's youngest populations and an impressive tech adoption rate, the Philippines is poised to leapfrog into a future laden with possibilities. From bustling Manila to the tranquil rice terraces of Banaue, smartphones and digital advancements empower a new generation eager to innovate, start up, and disrupt. The once sleeping giant stirs, ready to claim its dynamic future in a world digitally interconnected. Number 2, Myanmar. Amidst the golden spires and the rich tapestry of its diverse landscape, Myanmar presents a conundrum to the world. The nation, with a history of controversial reforms and precarious human rights issues, grapples with the question, can economic growth outweigh political and civil turmoil? While economic advancements often promise a new dawn of prosperity, the shadows of the Rohingya crisis and military coups throw a long shadow, challenging the very foundations that such growth is built upon. Yet, beneath the land shaped by the Irrawaddy River's flow lies a wealth of natural resources from precious gemstones to vital oil reserves, offering a glittering allure to investors globally. This resource-rich country, nestled strategically between India, China, and Southeast Asia, holds the keys to bustling ASEAN markets. Myanmar's potential as a trade hub and economic powerhouse is undeniable, but the path is strewn with ethical and diplomatic hurdles that the international community must navigate. The investment enigma that Myanmar poses is heightened by its unpredictable political climate. As nations contemplate engaging with this emerging market, they are faced with the moral intricacies of investing in a country where the future seems as veiled as the morning mists over the plains of Bagan. Companies and investors alike weigh the allure of untapped markets against the risks presented by ongoing conflicts and governance concerns. A high-stakes gamble where the outcomes are anything but certain. Number 1, Nigeria. Primary reliance on oil reveals Nigeria's Achilles heel, as it grapples with the volatility of global oil prices that directly impacts its economic stability. The nation's attempts at diversification capture the essence of a race against time. Investments pour into agriculture, technology, and entertainment, but the persistent question lingers. Are these efforts a case of too little, too late? The shadows of past missteps loom, threatening to obscure the glimmers of progress. Yet, in the bustling streets of Lagos and beyond, a vibrant startup culture pulses with life. Nigerian entrepreneurs are carving out niches in tech, fintech, and e-commerce, boldly driving innovation. These startups don't merely survive, they thrive, creating hubs of technological brilliance that defy harsh economic realities. They are the unsung heroes of Nigeria's economy, epitomizing resilience and agility in a land where obstacles are plenty. Nigeria, often hailed as the giant of Africa, stands at a critical crossroads. Governance remains the nation's most formidable growth bottleneck, with corruption and bureaucratic inertia stalling much-needed reforms. As Nigeria teeters on feet of clay, it's clear that only robust and transparent leadership can solidify the ground beneath it. Will governance rise to unlock Nigeria's true potential, or will the giant's stride be hampered by the very soil it treads upon? Throughout this countdown, we've explored an array of emerging nations, each with their distinct paths and unique sets of challenges and opportunities. As we've seen, countries like Vietnam and Bangladesh are becoming robust competitors on the global stage, leveraging their tech hubs and textile industries, respectively. Ethiopia and Côte d'Ivoire showcase the transformative power of political stability and modernization, while Rwanda, through bittersweet circumstances, has risen as a beacon of development in Africa. India and Indonesia, with their sweeping populations and tech revolutions, stand at critical junctures, needing structural reforms and a balance with nature as they stride forward. The Philippines exemplifies the power of youth and technology despite political waves, shaping a future that's compelling and full of potential. Myanmar and Nigeria pose complex questions. Can economic aspirations overcome political and humanitarian controversies? Is diversification possible in the shadow of overwhelming reliance on oil and the unique startup resilience? These nations captivate us with their stories of growth, innovation, and resilience, often surmounting odds that seem insurmountable. They remind us of the complex tapestry that is global development, where economic expansion can occur alongside, or in spite of, considerable adversity. As we reflect on these narratives of progression and ponder the conundrums they present, let's continue to watch and learn, subscribing to Globe Trekking for more insights into the ever-evolving saga of our world's economies. Remember, the next chapter of growth and transformation is already unfolding, and we'll be here to guide you through it all. Don't forget to also check out our other videos for more global explorations and deep dives into the stories that shape our planet.